Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. My name is Zita and if you're new to this channel you are welcome. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how I make my herbal infused whipped shea butter. So the main ingredient for this recipe is shea butter, and the shea butter I'm using is organic shea butter from Ghana. So all you have to do is, if you keep your shea butter in the fridge, make sure you take it out and let it sit for a couple of hours, so it's easier for you to just chop it in pieces like the way I'm doing in this video. And of course, chopping it in smaller pieces will just make the process go faster. So once you have it ready, transfer that inside a bowl. Next, I'll go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of my raw coconut oil. And my coconut oil was in a solid form, so I just added 1 tablespoon. If yours is in a liquid form, you can add 2. And the next oil I'll be adding will be olive oil. And olive oil, I'll be adding just 2 tablespoons of my olive oil. And once I have that in, I'll go ahead and add the herbs I'll be infusing into this oil. And guys, one of the herbs I really like is my hibiscus herbs. I really like to infuse hibiscus herbs in my shea butter before whipping it. So I'll put a handful of hibiscus. Then I'll also go ahead and add my green tea leaves. The green tea I have is a little bit in a powder form, but I'll add a spoon of my green tea leaves in my shea butter. So in order to melt down our shea butter, I'll be doing the double boiler method. So on a separate kettle, I had boiled my water to fasten the process. I will just add that in my pot. And then I'll go ahead and add the pot steamer's lid, if that is what is called. So later on now, I'll also just place my shea butter on top of it. With this method, you get to avoid direct heat, and of course you also get to avoid placing your shea butter directly inside water. If you don't have this lid, it's quite okay. You can place it directly inside water, but not directly on heat. So I'm going to let this sit, and it will simmer for at least 1 hour, but on very low heat. Occasionally, I'm just going to use a chopstick to just stir it around. So after about 1 hour, our shea butter was totally melted. I just had to stir it around, and I decided to let it sit because I wanted to get all the benefit of my hibiscus, which helps to strengthen and promote hair growth. And the green tea helps to reduce shedding and also nourishes the hair. So I decided to let it sit again for another 20 minutes in order to get all this benefit into my shea butter. So after letting it sit for 20 minutes, I decided to turn off the heat and just place my oil at the side to cool down, because guys, you don't want to work with hot oil. Like, the oil was not so hot, but of course you don't want it to burn your skin. So I sent it at the side, and then I let it sit for about another 20 minutes to cool down. So this is after 20 minutes. As you can see, our oil has really cooled down, but it hasn't started to clot yet. So I'm going to go ahead and use a wick cap and then pass through the oil, because I don't want the residue of the green tea to be inside the oil. The hibiscus particles are really big to remove, but the green teas were so fine. So it's good you use a wick cap, a clean wick cap of course, or you use a cheesecloth to just sift it through. Later on, I'll be placing a transparent or any paper on top of the oil before I pop that in my freezer, and that is because I don't want any ice from my freezer to accidentally drop inside my oil. Like, this oil does not need to have any water. If you don't want to pop it in the freezer to cool down, you can just place it at a safety side in your kitchen and just let it sit there until it starts to clot a little bit. But because I don't have that time, I'm going to place it in my freezer for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, all you need to do is just to take off your papers, and then I'll be using a electric whisk, or if you don't have one, you can also use a hand whisk. But before that, I'll be adding 5 drops of my lavender oil. Guys, I like the smell of lavender oil combined together with coconut oil. It just gives this refreshing fragrance. And then I'll be using my hand whisk to just whip it up. And of course, I forgot to mention, if you notice like your oil is still a little bit runny after 10 minutes, you can still pop it up in your freezer again for another 3 to 5 minutes. And this whipping process can take you about 5 minutes to about 10 minutes. So all you need to do is just to be patient, then you whip it up. Trust me, I have had people say that after some time their shea butter hardens up. It won't harden up if you use the right amount of shea butter and other liquid oils like coconut oil, olive oil, and any oils of your choice. Mine really never hardens up as the original shea butter. So once I whip it up, I'm just going to use a spoon to scrub the bottom. And that's because if any shea butter had hardened at the bottom, I should remove it and also whip it up. And as you can see, my shea butter looks so yummy. Like it looks like something you can eat, but of course you cannot eat it. Just whip it up. It doesn't need to be more than 10 minutes, honestly. And after that, all you'll be needing now is any jar of your choice where you'll be placing your shea butter, because it's not liquid, you need to place it inside a cup where you can actually dip in your hand. And now, beautiful people, this is how our herbal infused shea butter looks like. So all you need to do now is to transfer it inside any container of your choice. The container I had in hand was a little bit small, but I had to look for a second option because my infused shea butter was not going to be thrown away. So guys, this is how our shea butter looks like. Very creamy. I use this shea butter to seal in my moisture on my hair. You can also use it on your skin. Like, this shea butter is very moisturizing. So if you try this shea butter, let me know in the comment section how you like it, how yours turned out. I hope it turned out as creamy as mine. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to hit the subscription button on my channel, and I appreciate you guys so much.